Hello students. In the lecture that we have taken in the college, we have studied regarding the RAM. We saw static RAM, dynamic RAM, and we saw the difference between these two. So in this lecture, we will be continuing the same topic, that is the read and only memory. We were discussing about ROM. So we will be dealing about what is ROM and what are the various types of ROM that are available. So first of all, we will be discussing read-only memory, that is ROM. Just as the human beings require instruction to perform particular functions, in the similar way, the computer also requires certain instructions every time it is open, or every time you are switching on your computer. So there are certain instructions that are to be fed into the computer so that the computer can perform work properly. And this is basically required during the startup operation. The main memory of the computer is empty. Why it is empty? Because the RAM is volatile memory. As soon as your power is shut down, your all the data, all the content will be erased. So what we have to do is we require room for this purpose to perform your startup operation and to give the control to the operating system. There's a special chip where the startup instructions are stored. It is known as ROM, in which the instructions are stored, which is for performing the startup operation and giving control to the operating system. It is non-volatile in nature, as the content will remain intact even after the power is switched off. The data and instructions stored in the ROM can be read only, because as the name is suggesting, but in certain cases it is altered. In the simple ROM can't be altered. There are types of ROM which can be erased with different techniques. So the simple ROM can't be altered, thereby making ROM is much safer and secure than RAM. ROM chips are not used only in the computers but also in other electronic items like washing machines, ovens, and other gadgets that we are using. Now, little bit more description of ROM. It have data and instructions written only one time. It can't be programmed again, or you can say rewritten. If it is erroneous or data need to be reorganized, then a new chip has to be replaced or new programming has to be done. ROM can be changed. I told you earlier also that ROM can't be altered, but in certain cases, or you can say certain type of ROM can be altered using certain tools. For example, flash ROM, it is also a type of ROM, is non-volatile memory that occasionally can be changed when a BIOS chip must be updated. So the ROM chips consume very little power and extremely reliable. And in the case of most small electronic item, contain all the necessary programming to control the device. So every time the computer is opening or any gadget is opening where the ROM is installed, so it is performing the startup operation and giving control to the operating system. Now, types of ROM. The first one is PROM, or we can say programmable ROM. It is creating a ROM chip from a scratch. Means you have to start from the beginning, and it is a time consuming process, and it is expensive too, because you have to start from the very basic. The developer created a type of ROM known as the programmable read only memory, which can be programmed. Here you can make the program. So data stored in the PROM can't be altered. There are some application where one may store a program in ROM which normally need not to be changed. The ROM fabricated to write program on it are known as PROM. Since once chip has been programmed, the recorded information can't be changed. See, PROM chips can be bought economically and coded by the programmers. They are special coders. They are known as PROM programmer. They are specially for coding the PROM. However, once the has been programmed, the content can't be changed. Once you have to do the coding, after that there will be no change is there. So as a PROM is known as one-time programmable. So we also known as OTP device. Like other ROMs, PROM is also a non-volatile device. Then the second type is EPROM, that is erasable programmable ROM. And EPROM is exactly the same manner, is in the similar manner. It is also programmed as we are programming the program programmable ROM. So there is no difference between EEPROM and PROM. The programming will be done in the similar way. However, the difference is EEPROM can be erased and reprogrammed easily. Means we can erase the content that has been written or programmed or you have coded in the EEPROM. Now it can, how it can be erased, the question arising is कैसे erase करें. So how it can be erased? It can be erased by simply exposing the device to a strong source of UV rays. So it takes certain amount of time, and with the help of the UV rays it is erasable. Note that the EPROM eraser is not selective, it will erase the entire EPROM. Means it is not like that if you want to erase a certain content, only that particular content will be erased. Erasable means all the content that has been written in a chip will be erased. Now coming to the next type of ROM is electrically erasable programmable ROM. This type of ROM can be erased by an electric charge. Like erasable programmable ROM means it is erased by using simply UV rays, but here it requires an electric charge to erase the content, then written using slightly higher than the normal voltage. So now how it will be erased? It is erased through an electrical charged, and one byte at a time will be erased rather than erasing the entire chip. In case of EPROM, entire content will be erased. Here one byte will be erased at a time. Now the next type is flash ROM, or you can say flash BIOS or flash memory. It is also a type of non-volatile memory that can be erased and reprogrammed in blocks. It is a variation of electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. Then flash memory is often used to hold the control codes such as the BIOS in a personal computer. It is required to for the startup operation. When BIOS need to be changed or rewritten, the flash memory can be written in block rather than byte. It is easier for updating the content. So flash memory is written in blocks rather than the bytes. Flash memory, why the name flash memory has been given? Because the microchip is organized so that the section of memory cells erased in a single action. Flash means at an instant. Flash memory is used in digital cellular phones, digital cameras, and other digital devices. So this is an example, or you can see with the help of picture it is more clear for you. When the computer is off, the ROM content contains the data, but ROM does not. See here, yeah, computer, now the computer is off. Now there is nothing in RAM, everything is erased. Now if we see ROM, the content is there. Now when the computer is turned on, the CPU needs to read the data and instruction from the ROM where the user has a booting up. Now see, now computer is opening up. Now what happened? See here, the ROM, the CPU needs data. So the instructions from the ROM has been are been using up for booting up. Now what is happening? Now CPU will read from and write the data and instruction to the RAM. Now see, CPU is taking the data from the ROM and now it is being written in the RAM. So this is the simple process how RAM, ROM and CPU interact. Step 1, the computer is switched on. Now the computer has been switched on. Now CPU loads data and instruction from the ROM and checks whether all the components like processor, hard disk and all are functioning properly. Now CPU has loaded the data from the ROM and checks for the various peripherals are working properly. The third step is CPU loads BIOS, means basic input and output system from the ROM to decide whether machine fundamental and configuration. The information stored in a ROM BIOS chip determines whether peripherals can support or not. Now CPU loads the operating system. Here first CPU is on, then data and instructions are loaded from ROM, then basic input is loaded from ROM, then now the operating system from the secondary storage like hard disk into the RAM. This allows CPU immediate access to the operating system and enhance the performance and the functionality of the overall system. Now, when an application is opened, it is loaded into RAM, and any file that is opened for use in that application is also loaded into the RAM. So now the computer is fully functional. The data has been taken from ROM to RAM. So this is the step how the interaction between RAM, ROM, and CPU goes on. So this is all about ROM. In the next lecture, we will be discussing about the storage devices. Thank you.